my little gray cells are telling me that the video has started. Well, hello, everyone. I am Hercule Sekonko, and this is my assistant. What did you say your name was?
I'm a bird.
My assistant, I'm a bird. And we are here to talk about the movie A Haunting in Venice.
Oh, is that like deer meat?
No, that is a venison you're thinking of. I hear you like to eat eggs, just like I do.
I find them to be excellent.
Ah, yes.
I'm just kidding. I hate them. That was a joke.
Ah,
I'm just kidding again. I actually do like eggs.
I see.
They say I spent too much time overseas, so I have no crazy accent.
Ah. Hi, everybody! Skunk the Panda! We were just doing a bit.
What is this? This is your voice? Mon Dieu!
So, if you caught the last videos, I had to film alone because Azurean was feeling under the weather.
Yes, I'm still not 100% either, which is
Aw.
crazy. I am still sick, but I am way better than I was. I really wanted to join them in the video, but I could barely move.
Oh.
But here we are.
So hopefully, if you checked out the previous video, that was basically just the spoiler-free review. But we're going to be talking spoilers in this video. So if you haven't seen the previous video, just me, feel free to check that out. I made a black and white and a color version. You pick and choose whichever one you want. You can watch both, but they're in the same content for the most part. Anyhow,
differences.
for those who haven't seen it and don't mind spoilers, I'm just going to use the script that I made, for that video and as a way of jumping off point. So, based on the Agatha Christie novel Halloween Party, that is spelled HALLOWE''EN, Party. Don't know why, but from 1969.
Nice.
A Haunting in Venice, released to theaters back on September 15th, is the third in the Kenneth Branagh film series after 2017's Murder on the Orient Express and 2022's Death on the Nile. The movie's runtime is an hour and 43 minutes. Its budget was $60 million, and it made $116.8 million in the box office. Although this movie is the first to be largely changed the events from the novel, and not to mention the title, the novel took place in English countryside, not in Venice. So I'm not sure where the writers of the movie decided to take such a drastic change to the story, but I definitely feel like they made a good use of the change in the setting. What did you think?
I didn't even occur to me, but yeah, I like the setting a lot. It was creepy, and even if without the ghost story, it was already haunting the decor and the palatial rooms. It was definitely spooky, just as it was.
And just the fact that it happened in the flooded city of Venice.
Yes, which I just learned is not a deer, but a city full of water and gondolas.
Yes.
Shouldn't they call them heredolas since they're here, not gone?
I actually don't know why they're called gondolas. But anyhow, so let's see, where were we? I have not read the book, so I couldn't say if the original story was better, but I can say I enjoyed this film. It should be available on Hulu and Prime Video as of Halloween Day. So happy Halloween! Well, I guess that part of the script's a little obsolete. But yeah, hopefully you all had a great Halloween. Mine was spent at work. I did see a fair few people in costumes. Not as many as I would have if, I was back home giving out candy, back home. We don't really get kids coming here. At least that's been my experience.
Kids.
Yeah.
There was nobody knocked at the door. I didn't see anybody.
Yeah.
There are kids here.
Yeah, which is unusual.
Yeah.
But I guess they know that, we're not giving out candy. I don't know. So, as mentioned before, the movie stars Kenneth Branagh as Hercule Poirot, who also directed and produced, as well as Tina Fey in a rather serious role.
Yes, yes. I mean, she was a humorous character, but she wasn't like a clown.
Yeah.
A clown.
So yeah, she did get some one-liners in there, but she did not play like the comic relief or anything like that. In fact, since this is a spoiler version, she kind of played the author insert character. She's supposed to be Agatha Christie for the most part. She's an author who is using Hercule Poirot as a source of inspiration for writing her stories. So it's like, oh, was there a real person that Agatha Christie based Poirot on for the story that we're watching? Hard to say. Maybe she made it all up, and this is kind of just a joke of hers, or maybe she's telling she's like trying to reveal the truth through the story.
Yeah, she was she a reporter? A reporter? No, she was a novelist. That's
Yes.
right. Self-insert and all that. And she's writing a story about the guy that used to be the strongest man in the world until Goku showed up, right? Isn't that how it works?
Oh. Okay, that was a good one. Like that. Mr. Satan. Anyhow, next, Michelle Yeoh, hot off her appearance in last year's Amazing Everything Everywhere All at Once, for which she won her first Golden Globe Award, as well as winning the Academy Award for Best Actress. We saw that on my birthday last year.
It was fun.
Yeah, that was a really good movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It helped. It helped take away the disappointment with Multiverse of Madness.
Oh yes, absolutely. Like
Not a bad movie, just disappointing.
Yes. If you haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, highly recommend you go see that. It is a great movie. She definitely deserved the Academy Award for Best Actress. She was phenomenal in that. Everybody was really great in that.
Yes, like James Hong.
And Kei Kwan, who's currently in
Loki.
In Loki season 2.
Yeah.
Watch that if you're a Marvel fan.
He easily steals the show in every season.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I forget what's going on, except for him.
Kind of makes me wish he didn't kind of just disappear for all those years between his child actor career.
I think he spent most of his time directing.
Oh, really? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, other prominent cast members include Kyle Allen, who if I'm not mistaken, I think he was the guy from 50 Shades of Grey, if I'm remembering right. Kelly Riley, Jamie Dornan, and Ricardo Scamarcio. I'm worried that I butcher that in every one of these takes. I do.
Scamarcio.
Also of note is a young actor named Jude Hill, who has only just turned 13 this year. He was amazing in this film. I expect him to go places. What did you think of him?
I think it was great. He was not the typical child character, I guess, but he is the kid that is way too adult for his age.
How do you think he stacks up to Haley Joel Osment in Sixth Sense?
I feel like, I think they both did a great job. I think they both did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
The thing I liked about Haley was that their character still felt like a kid and still seemed to be like, he had the dialogue and the social development of a kid, whereas Jude's character, I granted, it's the way it works for the movie.
Yes.
But Jude's character is way too wise and way too adult-like for his age. But it fits what they were going for with the movie.
Yes.
So I don't think it's out of place. There's just such different characters. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Here's a question. Did you think
I found Jude Hill to be more, his character to be more interesting.
Ah, okay. Did you think he was suspicious during the movie because of the way he acted?
Oh, certainly. Yeah.
Because, if you're not aware, this is a murder mystery. And, obviously being a detective story, where everybody's got something that they're trying to figure out about them. So, his character being such a quandary, you're left wondering, is he guilty of something or or what,
He's a quandary, wrapped in an enigma, dipped in warm, sweet caramel.
Okay. I like that. Let's go. So yeah, definitely a great cast.
Did they break their arm?
Although I want to say it's probably the smallest cast of all three movies.
Yeah, it definitely.
The first movie was full of everybody in the cast was famous.
A train full of cameos.
Yes, agreed. Well, not cameos.
Well, yeah.
Full of famous people.
An ensemble.
Yes, there you go. Very good. And Death on the Nile was slightly fewer famous people, but still, I felt a lot more names in that movie were ones you'd heard of.
Yeah, certainly, like Gal Gadot.
Yes.
Gal Gadot.
And Brandt.
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand. That's it. Why did I think Brandt? Anyhow, so two of them were in it, and obviously Kenneth Branagh. And who else was in it? I'm already forgetting. Maybe that was it. Maybe it's about the same then.
There's a couple more, but those were the ones. I mean, Russell Brand's character really stuck out to me.
Yes,
in a good way.
Yeah,
in a good way.
Like,
I wanted to see more from him.
We're used to him being like a dumb character who's just there as like the sexy screw up guy.
Yeah, and he was not that at all.
Yes.
In Death on the Nile. He was wonderful.
If you have not seen Death on the Nile, I'd say it's worth checking out as well. In fact, all three of these I'd say are pretty worth watching in any order. There's, other than one little thing that happens in one of the other two movies, there's not a whole lot that requires you to have seen the previous one.
I feel like you could watch them out of order, but they do seem to.
They are there is a chronology to them. The only thing is, the first movie ends with a tease of the second movie, although it's basically just a name drop of the title.
Yes.
Somebody comes up to Hercule Poirot and says, "There's been a death on the Nile. We need you immediately." And the second movie picks up and the death hasn't happened yet, and he just happens to be there when the crime happens and he has to solve it. So it's like, what was that about there being a death on the Nile in the last movie? I thought that was such a weird thing to do. Although, I've not read the book, so I don't know, if, there was a death that he was summoned for in advance or not. But in any case, my last paragraph here. While this movie and the previous film, Death on the Nile, weren't as successful as the first film in the series, with Orient Express costing only $55 million to make and pulled a whopping $352.8 million at the box office.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's no wonder they were like, we're greenlighting a sequel. I'd say it certainly did better than Nile did, with a budget of somewhere between $90 and $100 million and a box office of only $137.3 million.
Yeah, that would basically be a bomb.
Yeah.
The movie, you could basically double the budget to include advertising and all that, and even that, it falls short of the actual
I don't
amount.
remember the Death on the Nile getting much advertising.
It didn't. It got some, but it didn't get a lot. But you still spend a lot of money on advertising. But they probably plunked about $200 million into it.
In any case, I'd say the fact that the first movie was so successful, they were willing to take, something that barely made their money back as things were, and be like, it's still enough, we'll make another one.
Yeah.
Though, whether or not this movie, is able to help make them more money depends on whether or not they'll make a fourth one. But I have heard that Kenneth is interested in doing another.
Yeah, why not?
So whether or not it happens all depends on, I guess, whether or not the movie is successful now that it's on home media.
Yeah, they're interesting movies, and they're definitely not the worst things that are in theaters. By far not the worst. And there's plenty of source material
to use as script writing material. So they definitely can make more of these. And his portrayal of the character is very interesting, I'd say.
Yes, he's like we've talked about in the past. He is the character they basically based Adrian Monk on.
Yes, I would definitely agree to that.
Adrian Monk is way more afflicted with his
Yes.
what would you call him? His, well,
Proclivities.
Yes, and Hercule Poirot, like he knows that what he's doing is just a him thing.
Yes.
That's not something that everybody does, but things still bother him. But he is very quickly appeased, and he loves people, and he's very sociable and very well adjusted. Like
compared to Monk is what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh yes. Definitely more compared to Monk.
If anybody out there is unfamiliar with Monk, Monk is a detective show starring Tony Shalhoub.
Yep.
As Adrian Monk, a defective detective, as the catchphrase of the show goes. And he basically has all these different phobias and all this stuff that he used to be a police detective for the San Francisco Police Department, but he was basically put on administrative leave. Is that the
something like that.
His wife was killed, and he kind of lost his touch with humanity because of it, and he's every episode's about him being called in by the chief of police. No, not chief of police. What's Stottlemyre? What's his title? Captain Stottlemyre. Yeah, he's called in by the captain of the police to help solve each case that comes across their desk. There's always something that's just far too impossible for regular detectives to figure out, but his keen senses are able to notice the smallest details that escape everyone's attention.
Yeah,
it's like, this one little thing is out of place. It's like, who cares?
Yeah, because he's obsessive compulsive.
Yes.
And it was stuff that he supposedly had before his wife passed, but he went full in, and everything got inflamed when she passed. But yeah, it's he's like taking Hercule Poirot. To the extreme, like he is a 10 times magnification of him.
Basically, they multiplied his proclivities to the nth degree for comedy.
Yeah, but Hercule is a very likable and interesting character.
Yes,
he's wonderful. He's fun to watch, and they're just good movies. They're fun movies.
Also, thankfully, Azurean was unfamiliar with Murder on the Orient Express when she saw it with me. So she didn't know what the outcome of the story was, but it is a fairly well-known story, so you may have been spoiled on that one, potentially. But if you haven't, don't look into it if you're interested from what we're talking about. Just watch it. It's a very good movie. Like we said, lots of famous people in it. If that's a draw for you, but yeah, in this movie, since we did say we're gonna do spoilers, it takes place in Venice, where a séance is being conducted by Michelle Yeoh's character. And Hercule is very skeptical of these sorts of things. He's a very science is the only thing, and anything that it isn't explained by science is just something we haven't solved yet, type of thing.
Yes, and that holds for the movie.
Yes,
that's consistent throughout.
There is a tiny bit of potential paranormal action that happens, but for the most part, the stuff that we see happen is there is a person responsible.
Yes, it's explained, and the one time where something is visible as a supernatural expression or whatever, or manifestation, it's in a way that it probably wasn't.
Yes, there
but
is.
Maybe it was real. Maybe it wasn't.
Yes, there's a point in the movie where something comes across where it could be one or it could be the other. The movie does not say for one way or the other. It is up to the audience to decide for themselves whether they think that it was the paranormal or if it was just, the thing.
Yeah.
We're doing spoiler-free, but spoilers. But in any case, yes. So the whole premise was that he's here. He's first of all, the movie starts off where he's kind of fallen out of trying to solve mysteries as he's bored of this type of thing. There's people lined up at his door wanting his help to solve their mysteries. And he wants nothing to do with him. He's got a bodyguard who basically keeps everybody away.
Yeah, he's just lost his flair for
Yes.
it. He lost his spirit and his heart for solving the mysteries.
Ironic that he lost his spirit and then he gets invited to a seance.
I think that maybe that was a metaphor then. That's pretty clever.
I hadn't even thought about it that way.
Then Tina Fey comes and she...
She's an old friend of his.
Yeah, and to do her a favor, he's like, I'll go to this party that you want me to check out. And
he loves debunking charlatans and stuff.
Yes.
And of course he hears about this famous expert seancist, or I don't even know what the term is for someone who does a seance, but I can't remember. But yeah, person that is supposed to be the best at doing this sort of thing, and he's like, I'll figure out how they do it. What's that?
I am the best at what I do.
And what she does is very nice. But anyway.
But she is it Michelle Yeoh?
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh, yeah. I might be mispronouncing it. I'm actually not sure. But yeah, so she's the person who does the seance, and he's, figuring out, how she pulls off these different things. But she basically spells out that she does this for people's own benefits, but she is supposedly real. She's just using these parlor tricks to enhance the action of her mystic ability. So it's like, is this real? It's hard to say because it's like she's supposedly saying what the dead are telling her. And there's really no way, other than the theatrics, of course, can be disproven. But what she is telling them, it's hard to say. She could actually be hearing what the ghosts are telling her, or she could just be making it all up and just collecting some money, telling people what they want to hear. Which is the case for these things in reality, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely understand the making things up. I told people, I made up this ridiculous story of a green YouTube monster that manifests every Friday, talking about fursuits or something.
So anyhow, very interesting movie. They definitely go into the details of what actually did happen, both through the seance revealing things and deductive reasoning on Hercule's part. And even though it starts off trying to figure out this old crime of this person who died.
You're too old, and that is a crime. Old crime.
Somebody also does die in the cast, and they have to solve how they died. And of course, it's a locked room mystery situation.
It was somebody here.
Yes.
And then more people die. It's like, it was definitely, because you could be like, oh, it's definitely this person, and then that person dies. Well, it's definitely this person, and they might be the person that dies.
Yeah.
I do like that. I feel like it's a formula that hasn't completely played out yet.
Well, for you mean?
Yeah, definitely not for me. Because I watch a lot of sci-fi and horror, and they have their own separate tropes. I'm like the French guy that turns into the birds in the One Piece.
Oh. Count Niwatori.
Yeah, I get my little coffee or my cappuccino or whatever.
Yes.
French roast.
Yes. Little One Piece inside joke there. Anyhow, anything else you want to say about the movie?
I like the mysteries. It was really nice. I thought all the characters, the thing about all these movies, big budget or not, they seem to blow the budget on the environment.
Yes, I agree.
They make everything look. They use special effects the way I wish more movies would, and that's to make the area they are in more believable and more period accurate, and not in big explosions. And
Although
those have their
I
place.
believe there is one in the first movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, there definitely
But
is.
although the first movie did get the best treatment from what I hear as far as stuff goes. I think because Death on the Nile was filmed like during COVID times, there was a lot of
yes.
there was a lot of stuff they had to cut corners on.
But
As
I
far
think
as the
there are some interesting
go.
action set pieces in all of the movies.
yes,
No, make no mistake, but they seem to spend a lot of time making these areas look beautiful and believable.
agree.
And that way you can be like, well, it's beautiful, but you can still focus on the characters because all the characters are so interesting. The best part about all these movies isn't the set pieces necessarily, or it's the characters are just so dang interesting.
Agreed.
It's refreshing because a lot of movies these days do not have interesting characters.
Yeah, I can agree to that. Not
They're
all the
just plot
time,
devices. Like my beloved Transformers movies. All of the characters are just plot devices
Oh, you mean
for a story that's barely there.
the movies that are not
live
the
action
Transformers the movie.
Yeah. It's like, it is fine if that's what you're into, that's totally cool, but they're just plot devices to move a barely coherent story around, and
Which is
then-
not the case for this movie.
yeah, which is not the case for this one. It's an interesting story, it's an interesting setting, and the characters are interesting. Like, it's just fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's all I got.
So yeah, again, I will say if you saw the movie, let us know in the comments what you thought of the movie, and if you have a mystery detective story movie that you think we should watch and or review, also leave that in the comments. So we look forward to hearing from anybody who's watched our videos what they think. And, yeah, we'll see you next Friday for another First and Friday video. I'm not sure what it'll be, but hopefully you'll enjoy it.
Oh, ha, ha.
But yes, it has been I, Sakonko Poirot. Or was that Hercule Sakonko? I cannot remember. And I can't remember. I was joking. But anyway, what was your
I am the entire private eye.
I don't believe you.
I am now the entire private eye.
Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye. Bye.